Hello, everybody, and welcome to Champs Drink Motherfucking Champs. We have quite the episode for you today, and I didn't expect myself to come in so hot, but I
Me
did,
either. I have to
and
give a
that was weird.
PSA warning. If you're watching on YouTube, I literally just walked in the door from a spray tan. It's developing as we speak, and I look cray cray. So just ignore me over here in the
I
corner.
mean, for me, I just appreciate that you don't blend in with the wall anymore, but I am looking at my screen and I blend in with my wall today, so that's weird. Not sure what's happening. We've flipped. It was like a Freaky Friday moment.
Oh my gosh, it was.
I like it. You also are being graced, everybody that's watching us on YouTube, with like beauty queen energy because we look fabulous right now, and you're lucky and you're welcome for this
Yes,
that we're giving you. And
this
by
is
this it
real
means
life.
and by this it means no makeup and we look like human beings. So you're welcome.
My t-shirt is literally like 4 years old. It's fine.
I went and had dermaplaning done today. In the
Mm.
middle, I went on my lunch because I've been really wanting it. So like I'm assuming at this point that every woman shaves their peach fuzz or their like fucking whiskers that they grow on their chins and their mouth area after they're having babies. I don't know if you get those, but ever since I've had Henley, I have weird shit coming out of there. But I'm assuming that everyone does that, right?
I
But I've
do.
always heard about dermaplaning and I wanted to do it because it's like actually getting all of the fuzz off of your face plus like dead skin. And ever since I got back from Vienna in September, my skin has been like extremely dry. Like I had just gotten like my last microneedling treatment and I was like, "Oh, my skin's glowing. I'm amazing." And then I went to Vienna and then I came back and I swear to God, I've had like flaky, crusty, dusty forehead skin. I don't know what it is. Like I've just had really dry skin. So I was like, I'm gonna try this and see if it helps. Obviously, I just got it, so I don't know. But dermaplaning is the shit. Everyone should get it. My face is like as smooth as a baby's bottom.
It looks so soft.
And it's glowing right now. You can't see it very well because of my lighting, but that's
No, it
why
looks so
I
soft.
am so homeless today, but also while I was there, I scheduled my laser hair removal to start, and I am so excited.
Exciting. What are you going to laser
But
hair removal? Your
I'm
vagina?
yeah, I'm getting Brazil. I'm gonna start with Brazilian and my armpits, so I never have to shave that any of that again. So I'm very nervous, but also the bummer is I can't use any self tanner for like while I'm getting these treatments, like 2 weeks before my treatments, and like my first one's in 2 weeks, and I'm very white right now. So
Well, it looks like I'm going to be the tan goddess and you're going to be the white one.
I know. Well, and also when I went to see Taylor's witch doctor,
Oh my
and
gosh,
she
yes.
mentioned something to me about she was like, how addicted to your self tanner are you? And I don't know if she was talking about my face one because she was mostly just dealing with my face, or if she also knew that it was on my body. I'm assuming because she's a witch that she just knew there was toxins in my body or something because of it. I'm going with the face one, so I haven't been using it, but also I don't know. She didn't tell me why she asked that question. So now I'm doubting my self tanning life anyways.
Well, can we talk about your lip because it is moving so much. I haven't really like seen or talked to you since you went and saw the witch doctor, and holy shit, dude.
I feel like that first day I was like, okay, I actually feel like it's better. And I think the more it's gone on, the more I've forgotten. And I don't know if it's better.
No, it's a really big difference. When are you seeing her again?
Next week, next Thursday.
Nice. I really like can tell a really big difference.
Yeah, so I went to her witch lady and basically I'm trying to see if she can fix my Bell's palsy or help me. And like what I told her was, I don't know if it's possible for it to be fixed. I would like to explore that, but if not, I'm wanting to like find peace with this is how it is and not like hating what's happening. And I was like, so what I'm really looking for is like to release this negative energy I have towards it at a minimum.
Mhm.
So it's going to be an interesting journey. I feel like the first experience was very crazy. and we'll see how they go from here. I will definitely update everyone. I feel like the next one might have more for me to talk about, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like the first one is more like an introductory, and then like as you get further into it, it gets more in depth. Like my last one with her was pretty in depth, and I'm seeing her again on Saturday, and I'm very excited. My leg is healing at a rapid pace, everybody. So who the hell knows what I needed? I don't know. This witch, she's amazing. She's gonna fix
Yeah.
Shelby's Bell's palsy. She's gonna fix my leg. She's gonna fix my whole damn life.
Honestly, I only went to her one time and I'm already like, yeah, everyone needs to go see the witch. Like, I think she
Yeah.
was like playing it safe. I think she was like, okay, we
Hmm.
can't freak this girl out right away. But like, I told Taylor when I went, like, I have severe stress around the fact that like I don't understand all of her powers and I'm so uncomfortable laying there because I'm like, can she hear my thoughts? I really feel like she can hear my thoughts. And if she does, I feel so sorry because my brain is like, oh my God, does she know that I didn't shower this morning because I didn't have time? Oh my God, does she know that I'm so like tense right now? Oh my God, is she listening to me say all these oh my gods? Did I just tell her I didn't shower because she's listening to my thoughts? Like that's the shit. Like my head goes out of fucking control. And I really just need to know if she can hear my thoughts. I think I might ask her
You should, because I'd be curious too.
because I'm really stressed about it.
Well, I'm very happy that you're seeing her.
Um, I have something to say and it's a confession and I'm embarrassed to say it,
Oh shit.
but I knew I needed to tell you.
Oh my God. I'm so scared. What?
I really, really, really like the new Shine Down song
Oh my God. Why is that a confession? Why is that
because
bad?
I think bands like that are fucking ridiculous and
They're divorced dad
normally,
music.
yeah, it's so ridiculous. And the
What
guy's
song?
voice, I don't know what it's called. Let me look it up really
The
quick.
symptom of being human?
Yeah. The guy's voice actually really annoys me. Like Wally the other day was like, I've always really liked this guy's voice. And I was like, he makes me want to punch somebody in the face. His voice is so irritating, but the
Oh my
actual song
gosh.
itself is so good. And they have a pop version, like a pop remix version that's like got more beat to it. And I just felt like I needed to let you know that I have flipped a little and I like the Shine Down song.
I like it. Shinedown's one of my all-time favorite bands. Probably top
Yeah, I
two.
know. So I still won't go to a concert, but I wanted you to know that I will listen to that song with
But
you.
you're really missing out on their concerts. They're so good.
That's debatable. That's debatable. Also, I want you guys to know that before I came to podcast, I was going to the bathroom really fast. I was going pee. Um, and Wally didn't fucking change the toilet paper. He left me with some scraps, and I just that doesn't happen to me very often. But like, what the fuck is with people doing that? How is this a
I'm
thing?
I'm that person. Accidentally. Accidentally, I don't mean to, but Tony's
Taylor.
you, I'm Wally, and Tony gets so pissed because we always have extra rolls, and sometimes I don't realize that we don't have the extra rolls in the bathroom, and I just don't realize that it's almost gone. And he's like, "Oh," it makes him so angry. So sorry.
Yeah, I walked out and I was like, I know it wasn't you that just left me with those scraps to try and wipe myself with. And he was like, ah, I totally forgot I was gonna get some. And I was just sitting there like, God, who does this to people? That's so like, what if I was taking a shit? I would have been stranded.
You would have just called for help.
Well, yeah,
SOS,
but
help me, I'm poor.
who wants to do that? Nobody.
I
Nobody.
know. I don't know why people
So
do
this
that.
is your friendly reminder, everyone, to change the toilet paper. If you know it's low, make sure there's an extra one for people. Don't be savage like Taylor and Wally.
Sorry.
Anyways, what have you been up to? I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. Maybe
You
it's been a
know,
week.
yeah, it hasn't been that long, but it feels so long. Nothing really, just the same old. I had my moon circle yesterday. It was very fun, very magical. I just really, really love that event. So, yeah, that's oh, it was Tony's birthday. I was like, what else did we do? It was
Oh
Tony's
yeah, that
birthday over
is
the
why I haven't
weekend.
seen you.
Yeah, he didn't really want a whole ton of plans. He just wanted like a relaxing spa day. And then he just really wanted to relax. Work has been so busy for him. I've honestly hardly seen him because work has just been crazy. So yeah, I took him for his first facial. We got a massage. We went up to Solitude because I teach up there. And then we just drank champagne and watched all the Scream movies, and it was really nice and relaxing.
He's never had a facial?
No, he never has. And
That's
he was hooked. He literally walked out and he's like, I think we need to budget these for once a month. And I was like, say no more, my friend. I will definitely do that.
You're like, say less, bro. Wow,
Yeah.
that's interesting. I
Crazy,
love
huh?
facials.
I
I was
know.
just thinking when I went to get my dermaplaning, because like they gave you like a little mini facial, and I was like, why don't I schedule these more often?
Well,
Like,
you used to have
first of
that
all,
membership, right?
yeah, but it was hard for me to remember to go, and like the vibe wasn't right. I love Arlani. Like Arlani is the place. If you're in the West Jordan, Salt Lake Valley area, like Arlani Med Spa is 1000% hands down the best place you can go. They even have made their own smell for their office, and you walk in and it feels like
Mm.
a Hollister moment, but it's like better.
Mm.
But I have their membership so I can get like discount Botox and services. And I was just sitting there like, I've got to start booking facials. Like, this is just heaven, pure heaven. And I honestly wish I
Hmm.
could just work there. It just seems so amazing. If they need somebody, if Tony needs somebody, girls on the market apparently. So hook me up, guys.
Oh, yeah, I do love a good facial. I really, really do. He had a very nice experience. And I was like, I'm glad because the lady, because you know how it's kind of hit and miss with your
Hmm.
facials. Mine was good, but I've definitely had better. But he was like, wow, she like massaged behind my head and like all this stuff. I was like, damn, my bitch did not do that. I wish she did, but I'm glad you had a good experience.
I hate when they don't do that.
I
Sometimes they give a
know.
scalp massage, sometimes they give like a real in-depth thing, and
Hmm.
sometimes they don't. And I think it just is based off of like people's preferences, maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe it depends on like how my hair was that day. These are the thoughts that I
Hmm.
would have while I was there, by the way. I'd be like, oh my gosh, did I wear my hair right? Is it in her way? Is she gonna give me a scalp massage? That's how my brain works in these
Hmm.
relaxing settings.
You know,
Um,
oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. There's a new place that opened up. I think, I don't know exactly where it is, but I think it's by Fashion Place Mall, that it's a head spa and they do like an in-depth, like
They're gonna get
scalp.
busted for sex,
I know,
for
right?
sure.
An in-depth scalp analysis. And then they
Ew.
do like a cranial massage and then like a facial and like all these like shampoos and conditioners and stuff. It's very expensive. But I told Tony, I said, that's all I want for my birthday. I have to experience this place. And I really, really want to go.
Speaking of birthdays, you were very boring when I said we're going to Bali for our 40th birthday.
Because I just fucked up my sourdough and I was so pissed.
I was like, wow, I was expecting a little bit more when I said, Taylor, for our 40th birthday, we're going to Bali. And you were like, thumbs upped
Thumbs
it or
up.
something. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Fine, don't come to Bali. I'll go to Bali without you.
No,
Damn.
I definitely am down for the Bali. So we've been sourdoughing, you guys. Shelby's been sourdoughing, I should say.
I'm a queen.
And I am learning that with sourdough, if you mess your ratios up at any point, by
Yep.
any little amount, your bread is fucked. So my little baby Bern did not make his first loaf because I fucked something up. And I was pissed. I just threw the bread away when I found out I couldn't make focaccia from it. It's a whole moment. And Shelly's like, we're going to Bali. And I was like, cool. Don't care right now. I need my moment to be pissed.
Yeah, honestly, so I don't know if it's just because of Taylor and I and our birthday energy, but like Wally has now coined that he's going to Australia for his 40th birthday. And we were like talking about that, and that's what kind of got us on the topic. And Brantley, my brother-in-law, was like, where are you gonna go for your 40th? And I was like, well, damn, that's so far away, Brantley. Like, I'm so young. I haven't really thought about it. And
I'm
then I was like,
only 24.
I was like, I know where I'm going next year. And so I like told them that we had birthday plans. Um, and he was like, oh, first of all, he was very intrigued by that. And then second, he was like, so where would you go? And I was like, honestly, it does seem really far. Like 40 seems so far away. And I was like, I don't know, like, I don't really have something in mind. And then all of a sudden it like hit me and I was like, I want to go to Bali because it's fucking cheap and I could go for
Mm-hmm.
like 2 weeks and it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
And then he wants to go to Greece. So I was like, great, we're just gonna all start picking our places and we'll have all these
Destinations.
vacations planned. So if you guys have a group of friends or even your family, you guys should start doing that so you can prep for it because it sounds
Oh,
pretty exciting to me.
I know. I need to ask Tony where he wants to go for his 40th. I'm guessing it'll be somewhere like Japan or something. He really wants to go to Japan. But
That
what's cool
sounds
about
great.
that is his birthday is in March, and that's when they have the Japanese cherry blossoms blooming. So that
Hmm.
would be actually really cool.
Yeah, the new guy at my company that's fucked up my entire world. He's in Japan right now on a 3 week
Oh,
holiday.
oh, lucky guy.
Must be nice to ruin people's jobs and go to Japan.
Can't relate.
But back to sourdoughing, yes, I am loving it. I'm obsessed. I'm about to make an apron that says wake and bake. So if anyone also wants to buy
Oh
an
my
apron,
gosh.
let me
I
know.
want to buy one, please.
Isn't that so cute?
Yeah, I want one.
I also think I'm gonna make a t-shirt because I actually mostly wear t-shirts or like my sweaters when I'm cooking, but it's like about to be summer. Um, but I think I want to be an apron person because I'm actually messy when I cook and I wipe my hands a
Hmm.
lot on myself. I've started to notice when I bake, and I thought it was such a cute term.
Yeah, I love that. I definitely want one. I've actually been using an apron a lot because I always splash on my clothes for some reason.
Yeah,
I'm a
me
very messy
too.
cook. So I've been using an apron a lot and they're a game changer. And like I
They
see
are.
Kristen Cavallari always have a towel over her shoulder. And I was like, I'm just
Hmm.
going to try that one time. And
It's so
actually,
nice.
yes, so nice. So definitely sign me up for an apron, please.
I want an apron for dinner time and an apron for baking because I'm like you having issues where I keep fucking spilling and like things are splashing on me and it's like becoming this whole thing. Every time I wear something, I'm washing it
Hmm.
because I cooked in it. But I've been trying to figure out like what cute thing I want my apron to say and I can't think of anything. And so that's why I don't have a dinner apron yet.
I'll
So if
put
you
my
think of
thinking cap
something.
on.
But yes, I am obsessed with sourdoughing. And like Taylor said, if you mess up any of these ratios, which I didn't realize, like when we got our lesson, we didn't talk about it very much, I guess I would say. But then also when I was like watching reels or going on Pinterest and looking at recipes and like asking questions like, how much should I feed my starter? Everyone's answers were so different. And
Hmm.
then somehow the first one I did like turned out to be fine, but then yesterday when I was trying to like make something, my starter like wouldn't get big. Like it wasn't like activating and I was like, what the hell is going on? And then I like did some research and then looked at the ratio I fed it and I was like, I just did absolutely the worst thing I could have done to it. I was able to save it, but like it's really fucking complicated
It
sourdoughing
is. It is.
and it's a lot of processes and a lot of steps and I don't know how I've gotten here, but I'm obsessed with it. And I just want to give everyone sourdough. I just want to make little baby sized ones and be like, here's my little bread for you. Help me pour.
It is like, even though I messed up my bread, it is really fun. Like I find it very therapeutic. So like I'm excited to try again. I hope I don't mess it up again. I don't think I'm going to. Me and Bern had a really good talk about not messing up again. But I'm excited. Like it just feels so wholesome and like calming to me to be a bread maker.
It's exciting because it's like you made it, like it's like
Mm-hmm.
you are in charge of this whole entire journey. And then you get to be like, I love trying to figure out what design I want to put on it and like what I want to make with it. And I'm like
Mm-hmm.
heavily invested. So you guys can catch me sourdoughing Monday through Sunday.
In addition to sourdoughing, I've been propagating plants. Have you ever done that?
No, you were talking about that, I think, at brunch maybe for St. Patrick's Day, but I was too drunk trying to learn sourdough and I could not understand what you were talking about.
It is so cool. So you just take clippings from like plants and you have to cut them. I don't know how I'll even explain it because you can't see my plant right here, but you have to clip them like at least 2 nodes down. And then you take like that, just that clipping of a plant and you put it in a mason jar with water and put it just like near a window. And there's roots that start to come out of those nodes. And once the roots are like an inch to 2 inches long, you take it out of the water and you plant it in a flower pot and it grows a whole new plant.
Well, I only own two living plants. One is a money tree and it is not doing well. I've had it as long as my fiddle fig leaf tree,
Oh,
and it's maybe grown 2 inches. And right now it seems to be doing better. I'm not sure what I did. Maybe I'm watering it more. It's the one I have in my office, that little tiny
mm-hmm,
plant. It's been the
mm-hmm.
same fucking size since I've had it. And my fiddle fig leaf is like taller than me. So those are the only two things I have. I'm not a huge plant person because they bring a lot of fucking fruit flies and it really pisses me off. And also, I'm not good at living plants. I'm a gardener outside, maybe only.
I love it so much. We should actually propagate your fig plant because it's like really big and it
My
might be a little heavy.
tree?
Yeah, but you just take like one leaf off. Like it's healthy. The plants want you to do this. They don't want to be like big and heavy, especially because I in my office I have like a viney one and they don't want all of those vines. Like it's healthy. It makes the plant like keep sustaining life if you propagate them, if you like cut
I
them
wonder,
down.
I wonder if that's why some of my leaves have been falling off of my fig at the very bottom. And
It is,
I
yeah.
thought it was my sister who was pissed that it was growing that came and like rubbed her hands all over it to ruin the plant. But I just lost like 3 leaves at the very bottom, and I was like, "What? Like, why are you shedding your leaves, bro?"
Yeah, it wants to get rid of them. So I'll look at it, but we definitely should because then you could have two. You can
I
grow
don't
your
want to.
own.
No one wants to. They're fucking the most challenging plant in the world. We need to figure out my money tree. If we're talking about fixing something, the money tree should be flourishing, and it looks like your
Sad.
sourdough turned out probably.
RIP my first sourdough.
Sourdoughing's hard, man. It's no
It
joke.
is. It really is so hard. All right, are we ready for our topic?
Yeah, I'm honestly a bit nervous. I should have actually had wine now that I'm sitting here getting ready for this, but it's okay. It'll make me less feisty.
Okay. So you guys today don't turn it off, please. We're talking about conspiracy theories because there is so much happening right now and I'm dying to talk about it. Like I was just going to like bring it up in like our little check-in, but I was like there's so much, like it has to be a whole episode because there's so many things happening. So, let's start first. Well, they all kind of can connect together. Let's start first with
No
P-Diddy.
fucking way that Kate Middleton ties into P-Diddy.
I'll tell you my thoughts, okay?
Oh my. Okay.
And a big caveat with this is all alleged. None of this is straight facts. It's all allegedly, but you know what? There's some solid proof, but allegedly, P. Diddy, I've been waiting for this moment for my whole life. I hate P. Diddy. I always have. Did you watch Making the Band back in the day with Danity Kane?
Sean Diddy Combs, Puff Daddy.
Yeah.
Yes, I did, but I honestly don't know, like I mean honestly I probably did watch every episode, but I didn't pay attention to him. I paid attention to the girls.
Well, he fucked them over so bad. He is
You're just
a
gonna say he fucked him.
terrible.
I was like, I would do
He
that.
probably did. He probably did, honestly. He's a terrible person. I've always thought that. I've always, always, always thought that he killed Tupac. There's never been a doubt in my mind that he's killed Tupac before. So, this man that worked for him, his name is Rodney. Well, let me actually back up. Cat Williams did a podcast episode, and he was hella calling out everybody in the rap community, a bunch of like black movie stars. And he was like, your guys' shit is going to get exposed. And you guys are not going to be able to hide this anymore. So everyone was like, oh my God, like, did you guys hear that Cat Williams interview? Blah, blah, blah. He was calling out Kevin Hart, calling out Ludacris, calling out P. Diddy, calling out Jay-Z. Like, he was saying all this stuff. And he's like, you guys better get your shit right with God because you are about to be exposed.
When did this happen?
This happened in January, but
Okay.
on TikTok, there was a psychic back in November of last year. And she's apparently super legit because everything that she has said has come true. And she said in November, she said, P. Diddy is going to be exposed around Easter, and it's going to be a 4-year long case, and it is massively going to blow up Hollywood. So that all happened. And then P. Diddy gets his home raided yesterday, or not yesterday. What day was it? Monday.
Monday.
And because he had a producer that was working with him, his name is Rodney, he filed a lawsuit against P. Diddy, Bad Boy Records, a bunch of different producers, Scooter Braun, so Justin Bieber's Scooter Braun, and he basically called them out. He has proof, he has pictures, he has videos, he has a bunch of shit, and he just like filed this giant lawsuit. So he was a producer for P. Diddy, and he saw a lot of shit. One of the things that he saw is P. Diddy murder a man in a bathroom. And then he said, after he shot this man in the bathroom and killed this guy, he said, he like looked at his security guards and he said, I had nothing to do with this. You guys are going to make sure that my hands are clean from this. And we are going to say that this man died by a drive-by shooting. And that's what the police report says, is that this guy got shot in a drive-by shooting across the street from this record studio. But this Rodney guy took his clothes, this murdered man's clothes, and he has videos and pictures of this happening in this lawsuit. Also, P. Diddy is like a part of a major sex trafficking ring, which is very creepy because Usher's parents, I did not know this. Usher's parents signed their rights to Usher away when he was 15 years old over to P. Diddy. So P. Diddy was like his legal guardian. Justin Bieber's parents kind of did the same thing, but didn't fully like sign the rights, like their parental rights over. But when Usher was 15 years old, he went into the emergency room for severe trauma to his anus. So P. Diddy is like involved in this huge sex trafficking ring that is international, and he has sex with just like a bunch of people. Because if you remember a few months ago, the end of the year, I think it was last year, that the singer Cassie did that huge lawsuit against him, and she like said like he was filming her and he was hiring people to come kidnap her and all that stuff. This is all essentially saying the exact same thing. So he was like blackmailing people. He was having a bunch of relationships with these young boys. He's fucking all these girls. Like, it's crazy and so wild. So he got his home raided and he disappeared in his jet. Like, he
I saw that. I saw that he
yeah.
like went to some island.
Mm-hmm. So he finally came back to the States, and they, at what I just saw on TikTok before, is a lot of it is kind of because like the feds are involved in it. A lot of it, information has not been released, but he is like, his lawyers are heavily advising him to turn a bunch of people in. So everyone's like, Jay-Z and Beyonce are going to get totally like fucked with this. And then Justin Bieber, a bunch of stuff's going to come out about that. There was also a TikTok video that I watched that I can't remember how this person found out about this, but that they are blackmailing Justin Bieber because they forced him to have sex with like a younger person. And they're blackmailing Justin Bieber. And that's why he's like gone so crazy in the past and stuff, because they have like this blackmail on him. Yeah, it's insane. It honestly is really insane. And then I saw an interview with Machine Gun Kelly today that he, like, when Machine Gun Kelly first started coming on the scene, he was involved in a P. Diddy party and he had to go on an airplane. And apparently MGK has like a fear of airplanes. And P. Diddy was like, here, smoke this. Like, this will make you feel better. And MGK said he had no idea what happened for the next 3 days after he smoked this thing. Like, he's like, I literally had no idea. And the person that was interviewing him, like, it was like for a radio show. And they were just like, oh, haha, like laugh it off. And he's like, no, I'm serious. Like, I have 3 days of my life that I do not remember anything. So it's
That's
like all
insane.
these people are saying all this stuff and they happened for years. And everyone just kind of like blew it off because like, oh, it's P. Diddy. He has so much money, blah, blah, blah. No, this motherfucker killed Tupac. He's a creep. He's insane. And I am it's so wild to me, all of this stuff.
I was listening to the radio because they were like, obviously, like they're like, this is the best news for us. Like, this is like, it's sad because it's people's lives, but like, this is crazy. These are the people that like we're surrounded with.
Hmm.
And they were talking, they're like, I wonder if J-Lo is gonna come forward and say anything because her and P-Diddy dated for like a couple years
Yeah, a long time.
back in the day, like when all of this stuff is like allegedly was happening and like all these huge parties that he would throw. And like, she had to see something or was involved in something for
Oh, for
sure.
sure, for sure. I have said for a long time, especially since COVID time. So when all of this was first coming out about Epstein, and Lois, who's been on our podcast, has said like the same thing. Like Hollywood is such a messed up place. And I think that so much horrible, disgusting things happen in Hollywood. And people just have these blackmail against each other. And they're like, oh, well, if you do this, if you tell about this, like this is what I have on you, this is what I force you to do, or they drug you and put you in these bad situations. And then they have this video of you, and the whole world knows who you are. Like, I just feel like shit's about to get real, real wild. And I don't even know. I don't even know.
I mean, I truly believe that there's a million secrets within Hollywood, and I think almost every single one, no matter how good of a person they are, they all have done something that they either are regretting, didn't want to do, or did, but like had to for some reason, like
Mm-hmm.
I really believe almost every single person in Hollywood, again, doesn't matter how good of a person they are, I think that they all have like, so they're all part of it somehow, like
Yes, I
in
agree.
some way. And I'm excited, honestly, like the radio people said, like it's sad because people's lives, but like I love watching Hollywood blow up, and I think
I
it's
do
wild
too.
hearing about these things.
Mm-hmm. I was telling Tony last night too, when I was like talking to him about all of this, I was like, I genuinely, my brain cannot comprehend people, this many people in the world wanting to have sex with children. Like, I can't believe that that is true. I have to believe that there's something else that they're needing these kids for, because that is truly so sick if it is all sexual things. Like there has to be something like adrenochrome or something else happening, because I cannot bring my brain to the place that all of these people are wanting to sleep with children. It's disgusting.
I mean, I honestly can't understand it either. Like, I always wonder, like, sometimes part of it might be like a power thing where it's like they have power over them because they're so much smaller or younger. But like for me, I keep processing, like, how is this something that you enjoy? Like, they're so small and they're so innocent and they have no idea
Mm-hmm.
what any of this is. And like, it's got to be something just completely fucked up in their brains. Like,
It has to
I don't
be.
understand it at all. And it's honestly so sick.
Yeah. And then there was like a video on TikTok of somebody like filming the raid of his house, of P. Diddy's house. And they were just like filming it for TikTok. And a neighbor pulled up next to this person and they said, hey, make sure you get this on camera. And I've been trying to tell the police for years. P. Diddy has busfuls of young girls coming to his house at like 3 a.m., like once a week. And I was just like, what is
Where do these girls
happening?
go?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know
I
where these
wonder,
girls are coming from or whatever.
I want to know how people like Epstein and Diddy like get at the top of these things. Like how did you become the leader of this pack?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that a lot of times they're so powerful. And for some reason, when people get told that like they can have power or their kid can be famous or something, they're just like, yes, whatever you want. Like that idea gets in their head and they forget that like this is an actual child. Like I think that's
Hmm.
what happened with Justin Bieber's parents is like he got so famous so fast that both of his parents like saw the money, saw the dollar signs, and they were just like take him, do what you want. Like look at Britney Spears, her parents went so crazy the second she started making money. And it's like, this is your kid though, like you can see these horrible things happening.
I mean, Justin Bieber, because I'm a believer. If you watched his movie, his like first movie, his parents were not okay. Like he lived with his grandparents. His mom was there, but like she clearly had her own issues. His dad clearly had his issues. and he had a huge talent. And in their minds, it's like, cool, I don't have to take care of him. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted it. I think he knew he had talent. He also knew that he could get away from whatever home life he had, although his mom seemed to have it together a little bit more. But like, those are the situations that get people in this, like Brittany's book, like her parents are a fucking mess. And
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
like bad home lives are creating these constant cycles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really sad. So that's basically all I know about P. Diddy. I guess that there's also like a big feud between him and 50 Cent, which I haven't had time to really look into this, but I'm also curious about that. Like, I guess for a long time, 50 Cent's been like posting stuff on Instagram about like all this stuff with P. Diddy, and everyone just kind of ignored it. And he's like, raking this in now because everyone's like, what's 50 Cent going to say about this? I didn't know that they had this huge feud. So I need to look into that too. I just haven't had a whole ton of time, but yeah, I don't know. It's really crazy. I have thought for a very long time that Jay-Z and Beyonce were a part of the Illuminati and not good people. And I would love nothing more in life than to see Jay-Z and Beyonce crumble. I really would.
I would like to see a lot of them just like totally get fucked over.
Yeah, yeah.
But here's the thing that's stressing me out, honestly, is like there's so much power and money that, and attorneys are very creative. I can see a lot of this going away, and that's a bummer.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what actually happens. I don't know. I don't know because everything that happened during COVID with all the Wayfair stuff and all of that stuff, like Epstein's list still has not even been released. So it's like, hey, we're 4 years into this, like it blew up. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody wants to know. Everybody needs to know. But yet, like, nobody's saying anything.
Well, I think that's the thing that's really frustrating and sad about, honestly, American life for sure, because it's more in the US, I would say. But
Mm-hmm.
like things happen and there's such hot topics, and then we live in such a fast-paced environment and so much goes on that people forget about it and move on and like never talk about it again.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
next thing I know, people are gonna start saying that people that sourdough are crazy and we've joined some cult and we're ingesting something that's gonna make us do something crazy. Like that's just how absurd things are. Like they're gonna find something out there that takes the attention away from all of this, and then people are gonna forget all about it.
Yeah, yeah, which hopefully that isn't the case because honestly, like if this is all true,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't see how it not being true, it needs to stop. Like
Yeah.
it's really gross. Okay, so the second thing is, have you heard about the Baltimore Bridge crumbling?
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. That whole thing was so sad.
Yes, it is so sad, but it's also very strange. I feel like my conspiracy theory brain is lit up because it is an election year and there's so much. I sound so crazy. There's so much distraction when it's an election year because, like, hey, look over here while we do this over here. And in a lot of ways, I feel like some of these things are that. Um, I've watched a lot of videos about this Baltimore Bridge and the boat hitting it. It definitely is fishy to
Oh
me.
yeah,
It
the video is
definitely is
me.
fishy.
Me and Henley watched the video and we kept being like why is the lights going off on this boat? Why is this happening with this? And then like it
Mm-hmm.
basically just goes straight into it and it's like the weirdest situation.
Yes, I'm very uncomfortable with it. We are having like a huge eclipse, right? Eclipse next month.
Mm-hmm.
And this is right around where the pathway of where this eclipse is supposed to be seen. And this is like the biggest bridge to get in and out of this city. And it feels very, very stressful to me to knock out a huge mode of transportation to get out of a state or get out of a situation and it's not there. Like you can't get
Mm-hmm.
out of it. And so that's why it's so concerning to me. There was also like a giant fire underneath another big bridge in Ohio. So it's like all these modes of transportation and to get out of places are being destroyed. And that's very scary and very stressful to me.
Yeah, I really want to know. I want them to release what happened to this boat and as to why it crashed. Like, I still haven't seen that come out. They should have been able to analyze that pretty fucking quick. So I thought it was
Mm-hmm.
really annoying that whole day that they still hadn't said, like, this is what happened. But in the video, like, the lights go off. It looks like it's losing control. They come back on, then they go back off, and then it, like, crashes into this. Like, there should have been something released about a malfunction or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
literally none of the reports say anything about why this boat lost control.
Yeah. And it's very strange to me. And they also haven't looked in the shipping containers. Why are you not seeing what's in these containers? Why
I
are you just
know.
letting them sit in the water? That's weird.
I wanted to know what was in those too. I was like, there's a fuck ton of shipping containers. What's this stuff in here? And yeah, I don't know. It was really weird too, because when Henley and I were watching it, um, it had first been reported that like 20 people were missing, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's only actually 8, and we
Mm-hmm.
found 6 but 2 are still missing, or we found 2 and 6 are still missing or something. And I was like, which fucking number is it? Is it 8? Is it 20? Like, where did all this come from?
Yeah, and I have heard that there was construction workers on it. Why would there be construction workers that late at night? I mean, I guess it's a thing to do construction work that late, but it just seems weird. But yet there's only 8 people missing when there's all these construction workers and the busiest bridge in the state. Like, it doesn't make sense. It just, none of it adds up to me.
I did also see in one of the reports saying that like a distress call was sent out, and that saved a bunch of people's lives. Apparently, that it made it so there was less people that were on the bridge. But I was like, when did this distress call go out, and how did it save their lives? Like, the bridge is
Yeah.
clearly still open, so how did it save people's lives?
And why was a distress call going out to get people off of the bridge?
Yeah, I don't know. The whole thing is so weird to me and so sad. And like watching it crumble, I felt so sad.
I
Me and
know.
Henley were so sad.
Yeah, it's a very uncomfortable video. If you have not watched it, it is very like, oh, very stressful.
Yeah.
Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is Kate Middleton. I do not trust the royal family at all. I think that they are shady, dishonest people, and I 1000% believe that Kate Middleton is dead.
I mean, it's really hard for me to say any of this because she did just theoretically come out and say she has cancer, and I don't want to talk bad about somebody that's like actually going through something like that.
Um,
I don't think she's dead. I think there's always something fishy going on. Like, I think I heard on the radio that Prince Harry was he's on a list of people that go on P-Diddy's boat or planes. So I was like, that's interesting, Prince Harry. Um but I don't know, the whole thing that's happened with her, part of me is just like, is this really what we're paying attention to? Is her photoshopping and then also maybe having cancer, and then we're gonna sit here and say she's dead? Like, it's so confusing.
yeah, I mean, I feel really bad. I do. I feel bad saying it, but also the video did not look real to me. It looked very AI-ish, and I feel like they killed Princess Diana. Why wouldn't they do the same thing? You know what
I
I
mean,
mean?
I guess I would want to know, why do they have reason to kill her? Because Princess Diana was like causing some like uproar, like, has Kate Middleton been doing anything? I don't know. To me, she just seems like a basic ass mom.
I feel like my theory is that William's her husband, right? Or Harry? No, William,
William.
Prince William. So I think he was having an affair. I think that he got his mistress pregnant. I think that she found out about it, was upset about it, wanted to divorce him, and that made him upset, and he got rid of her, is what I
Okay,
think
but
happened.
why do you think he's cheating on her, and why do you think he has a mistress, and why do you think she's pregnant?
Because the tabloids in England, right? London?
I
I
don't
don't even
fucking
know
know.
where
I
the
don't pay
royal
attention.
family is.
I don't pay attention to the royal family.
I think that they're in England. The tabloids over there have heavily been paying attention to this girl that's seen around the castle a lot. I can't remember her name right now, but they have been like reporting a lot about her. And why all of a sudden would you just start reporting about this lady that just comes out of thin air? So I've construed this in my mind.
Honestly, when you were telling that story, I was thinking about the advertisements I get sometimes when I'm playing like a game on my phone. And it's like some game where it's like these people and it's like, this girl found out he's cheating and do you want to break up with him? It's like
Oh
this
my
weird
God,
like
those ads are
character
so
thing.
silly.
They're
The
so, and
mud
like this,
lady.
the stories are so fucked up.
I know. So yeah, anyways, that's my theory about Kate Middleton. I genuinely like her. I think she's beautiful. I think she seems like a very nice lady. I hope that she's okay, but I don't trust the royal family at all or anything that they put out.
Her name is Rose Hanbury, apparently this girlfriend. Um, she's hideous. I wonder, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to read about it. I don't think she's dead. I think maybe she just has cancer.
I don't know. I guess time will tell, but I think that everybody saw what a big uproar Princess Diana's accident had. And so they were like, we have to do this in a more strategic way. And now we have technology. So makes
Yeah.
sense.
I mean, everyone still thinks that Britney Spears is dead, and like,
I
I
mean,
think,
I'm not fully convinced that she's alive either.
dude, her videos lately, I don't know if you've seen
They're
them.
so weird.
They're so sexual and
I
uncomfy.
know. I feel, gosh, I feel so
Um,
bad for her. I do. I really do.
You know who I was also thinking about the other day? Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, how
Mm-hmm.
they had to like basically go silent and after all of that stuff went out and like, man, life really sucks when you're in the public eye because all of this stuff can like just totally come crashing down in the most public
Mm-hmm.
way. And then people basically like disappear off the face of the earth.
Yeah, it's very true. The same thing kind of happened with this Nickelodeon documentary. They released a bunch of names of people who wrote letters in support of like Dan Schneider and the other gross guys. And everybody's just like tearing these people apart. So, I mean, I think lesson learned, just don't write letters for people unless you're 100% sure.
Yeah, I still haven't watched the documentary. I need to. What is it on Max?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember if I have Max still. But I want to watch it, but also like yeah, I feel like I'm not hearing much about anything anymore. And even this P-Diddy stuff, like I heard that this was happening, but it's not all over my Instagram or anything like most things normally are.
Yeah, because places don't. I was telling Tony too. I firmly believe that they want to get rid of TikTok because that is where all the information is shared because there's not a lot of like regulations on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think that's why the government wants to get rid of it because that's how people are getting their news. I don't see a lot of this stuff on like any other social platform except for TikTok. And it's like basic ass people like you or I reporting and talking about it or going to his house and recording what's happening there. Like it's not being reported on normal places.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like, unless I go to TikTok, I don't, that's how I even saw most of this stuff coming out about that documentary. Like, I know that you'd posted something, but I didn't know what it was. I was like, that's weird. I wonder what this is. And then I got on
Mhm.
TikTok randomly and like a bunch of shit came up and I was like, oh, wow. But most of the time when something's going on, I look at TikTok.
Yeah, yeah. So I firmly believe that's why the government wants to get rid of it. But it's just a election year and a lot of shit is happening. Like every election year, I hate election years.
This is going to sound so fucked up. And so many people, the six of you that listen to the podcast, I'm so confused because so embarrassed to even admit this. Okay. I don't keep up with what the hell is going on, but I thought Trump was in like fucking prison and apparently he's running for president still.
I don't understand that whole thing either because I
Is
don't
he
think
in
he ever
jail?
went to, no, I mean, I don't think so. No, he's doing like rallies and stuff.
Is he?
Yeah, I don't understand how a president can get impeached and then still be able to run again. Like I don't understand politics at all because I
Same.
thought when you get impeached, like you're not the president anymore. Like I remember Bill Clinton when I was little, when he got impeached for like the Monica Lewinsky stuff, he like was not the president anymore. So I don't understand how all of this happens. I know that Trump was like on a trial, but I don't know if I don't think he ever went to jail. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I'm so confused. I saw like a thing the other day saying like, oh my God, what was I even watching or reading or something? Was it? I don't even know, but basically it was saying Obama was reaching out to Biden saying that he's really concerned that he needs to make some changes, like the economy, everything is going out of control. And if he wants to win this election, like he needs to get it together. He had, God, was it on the radio? Apparently I listened to the radio too much.
I know. I was like,
And
who listens to the radio?
he went and had lunch with him and like came up with this whole strategy of things he needs to do because he's like gonna lose to Trump, blah blah blah, like the country's not with him and all these things. And then he didn't take Obama's advice and now Trump is winning and now Obama's like going out and campaigning and doing all these things trying to like get people to switch back to voting for Biden. Like he's doing all of Biden's dirty work because he did nothing.
You know, I don't want to get political, and I will never tell people who to vote for or anything. I'll never even like say publicly who I ever vote for. But bless his little old man's heart, he should not be the president. He needs to just be with his family and like resting out his final days.
Yeah.
He's a little old man who cannot handle how fucked up our country is, and he
Mm-hmm.
needs to not be the president. I'm sorry. He just needs to be with his family.
I totally agree. But yeah, I was like, how interesting. And then that's when I heard it and I was like, wait, I thought Trump was in jail and is he running for president? And how is this happening? And like, again, makes me really naive. And I get that we fought so hard to be able to vote, but I don't understand politics. I don't understand what's happening in our government. I don't understand any of the things going on. No one educates you correctly on
No,
this.
no, they
And
don't.
to me, it's easier to just be like, I'm like bowing out. I do think I voted last, yeah, I was there on COVID when we had an election year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wally and I voted then, but like, we're just putting down shit for other people that we're like, I don't know who the fuck this person is. And like, these are the things that are like really fucked up about America, honestly, is like, we aren't like people in Europe know more about our politics than we do.
Yeah, it's very true. I try to make the most educated vote that I can, but it's hard because there's so much misinformation everywhere and it's like I don't even know what the fuck is going on. And does my vote really matter? Probably not, but I do it just because it's my civil duty to do it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like, am I really doing any good? Because I don't know what's going on. I don't understand it. And you're right, nobody teaches you. Like, I even took a like AP government class in high school, and I just learned about like the history of voting. Like, I didn't, or like the history of the government. Like, I need to know what's happening nowadays, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's very, very, very confusing.
Well, and it's just like I said on like the last episode about that politician from Blanding running for governor. Like, I don't know who any of our public officials are. I know that I have a governor in West Jordan. I don't know anything about any of the other people. And maybe it's just that the people campaigning aren't doing a good job at getting information out because all I hear is like slander. I hear rumors. I hear like they're terrible ads. I don't hear anything about what I actually need to know. And maybe I also need to get involved, but how do I get involved? Like no one makes
Mm-hmm.
that easy. But it's like, I don't know who any of the people are that are in charge of our actual fucking economy or our
Yeah.
government.
Well, and not only that, like you don't know how to get involved, but people judge so heavily. And it's like, I'm sorry that this person doesn't agree with what you think. They agree with what I think. Like, it's hard to even talk about this stuff because people are like, oh my God, I can't believe you're Republican. I can't believe you're a Democrat. I can't believe this, this, and this. And it's like, well, I'm trying the best I can.
Mm-hmm. It's so true. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I just really was confused. I thought Trump was in jail. Apparently he's not. And yeah, all of these conspiracy. I mean, I guess I don't feel like P. Diddy's is a conspiracy. I guess to me it's more of just like Hollywood covering up a bunch of bad stuff for years and years and years. I don't think this is a conspiracy at all. I think it's just a fucking crime. Kate Middleton, conspiracy.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, the conspiracy lies in, is there a huge human trafficking ring in Hollywood, which has been rumored for years and years and years. But is anybody going to do anything about it? Is the question. And how long is this Rodney man going to even be alive? Because he's dropping all this shit and it's only a matter of time before somebody takes care of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious, like I would love to just see all of the evidence and like what's been filed and like what the actual legal plan is here. I'm very invested on that side of things.
Yeah, and I don't know much about anything about the legal side at all. But I just know that he dropped a ton. The lawsuit is like 500 something pages, I think I said that it said.
But like, is it just him that came forward or did other
Yeah,
people come
just
forward?
him. So he worked for P-Diddy for a year and a half, and he stayed working with him and gathered evidence this whole time. And then P-Diddy didn't pay him for music that he made. And so he was like, well, fuck you. I have a year and a half worth of evidence of really shady shit that you do. So here's your lawsuit.
So he's only covering a year and a half of bad stuff.
Mm-hmm. Which, how long has he been around?
Interesting.
Yeah. And apparently, and you'll have to let me know if this is correct or not, because you're familiar with the legal field, but apparently it's illegal for lawyers to say the verbiage that they used in like the lawsuit unless they have like actual substantial proof. If they're just saying like, oh, we possibly have this, they could get like disbarred. Is that true?
No, I mean, you can hint about things that you have. Like you could say like allegedly Mr. Combs did blah 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 blah. If you say that you have evidence though, you either don't have it yet and you plan to discover it based off of when you have the ability to go get discovery. So you can still indicate that evidence will come forward without without actually having all this stuff. Like you can indicate things for sure, but you better be prepared to get that information, otherwise it'll get dismissed.
Okay. Yeah, I know he has a lot of pictures. He has a lot of videos. Cuba Gooding Jr. was also in this lawsuit because P. Diddy was trying to blackmail this guy and Cuba Gooding Jr. And Cuba Gooding Jr. was like trying to hook up with this Rodney guy. And apparently that's all on video and pictures as well.
So when did this guy work for P. Diddy?
In
The
2022 until 2023.
So everything before then is just like hearsay.
Everybody, but that's the thing is like everybody is digging up these old interviews and these old things, and people have been saying it for years. Look at Aubrey O'Day. Everybody
Yeah.
says she's crazy, and she's been saying since making the band, like P. Diddy is not a good man, and you guys are all crazy for believing him and trusting him and having him be such a huge person. Like she's been saying it for years. There's old interviews of Usher saying things. There's this interview with MGK that was in like 2014 or something, like when MGK first was coming on the scene. Like people have been saying it for years, but nobody's listening to anybody. They're just like, haha, that's funny. Eminem literally says in one of his songs that P. Diddy is the one who put the hit out on TikTok or on TikTok on Tupac. Like Eminem literally says that in the song Kill Shot. So it's like an open secret, but now it's just like really open.
I want to go see if I can figure out if I can see this lawsuit or some of the details on it because like I said, like just because people have been having these interviews and like have these saying these things, like I want to see what the actual lawsuit has because if it doesn't include any of these things, that's irrelevant to the current situation. Like, yeah, they can argue that
Mhm.
he has a history and all these things and there's all these rumors, but until someone like actually comes forward and like presents stuff or they discover stuff at his house that leads to like them investigating on their own, like all of that's just like cool that you're saying it, but who's gonna fucking do something about it?
Yeah, and that's what I'm curious about with this raid is because apparently his thing was like to make videos of people to have blackmail. So if they raid his house, and they find all these videos, like that will be crazy, you know?
Yeah, I really need to look into this. I need to do some investigating. Also, while you were talking, the boat definitely lost power that ran into the bridge. Its backup generator did not work. Um, yeah. It
Hmm.
was also in an accident recently.
Really? The boat was.
Yeah.
See, that's shady to me, though. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's weird. I just don't trust. I don't
Something
trust
that's
him.
weird to me too is while I was scrolling, I saw this name of on these containers, and I just saw this name on a building when I was driving on Bacchus to take Henley to cheer the other night. And I was like, what is this company? I've never heard of this name, and it's so annoying. And now it's on these fucking vessels.
Ew, weird.
So we
Why do
have
you
another
drive down Bacchus?
well, not Bacchus, what is it? Mountain View.
Oh, Mountain View. Okay, I was like, Bacchus is so far.
Yeah, I mean Mountain View is pretty far too, but
We
man,
used to street race down Bacchus in high school. That was
I'm
dangerous.
very curious about this P-Diddy stuff. I really want to look into it. I need to get on TikTok.
Yeah, you should definitely look into the legal side because my brain just does not understand legal stuff for some reason.
Also, I just want to see people start to get their lives blown up.
Jay-Z
Those
and Beyonce, I am here for it. I'm here for it.
like
Oh, apparently, I also, before we started recording, I was kind of just like watching TikTok to see if there's any new info. I also didn't know this. Apparently, Becky with a good hair, who was like in some Beyonce song that I remember people talking about it forever. I've never been a
it's
Beyonce
who
fan.
Jay-Z was having an affair with or
Yeah,
something.
apparently she randomly died.
Really?
So that was fishy because everyone's like, he's gonna call Jay-Z out and he killed this girl, like it's gonna come out. And I was like,
He
Becky
killed
with
Becky with the good hair for him?
that's what people are saying. I don't know. I do not know. I know nothing
Dang.
about Beyonce's music. I
God,
hate Beyonce.
remember how Jay-Z like drug her sister or maybe even Beyonce in that elevator by their hair?
Yeah,
That shit was wild.
that was
God.
wild.
See, these are the types of things where shit happens and you just forget about it and it's so sad.
Yeah, I think he hit her sister, didn't he? Or she hit him
Yeah,
and then he hit her back or
he like
something.
knocked her out and then drug her by the hair into the elevator.
Yeah, yeah, Solange.
I hate that name so much. Wow.
Anyways,
Well,
that's all I
I'm happy
got.
to have the update. I'm excited to hear more about this.
Here's the opening to my brain. This is exactly what happened during COVID, and I just had a lot more time during the shutdown. But
I
here I
mean,
am again.
the Wayfair thing was insane. I mean, human trafficking has been around forever, and like
Mhm.
it's really sad that we're still acting like it's not a real thing. Like people get
Yep.
approached at like the Target here in freaking Utah,
My
like
gosh, I hear about that all the time. That's so creepy.
Henley was telling me about a friend at cheer that was telling her that she almost got kidnapped the other day walking to her friend's house. Like this guy in a van was following her
Ew. Oh
and she had to run inside her friend's house.
my gosh, that makes me sick.
I know. I was like, what the hell, Henley? Stressful.
And you're not allowed to walk alone.
I know. I was thinking about it because like she's gonna be walking to school.
Ugh,
Weird.
that is weird. All right. Well, thanks. If you've stuck through this all, thanks for being here. Please make sure to like, rate, and review us. Follow us on all the social media platforms, and please share us with a friend. We will talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.